Oh, sorry guys. Neck's a little bit sore from all the headbanging I've been doing while listening to this album. What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It is time for a review of the second album, the sophomore effort by UK rockers Royal Blood. I was really anticipating this one, and it is called How Did We Get So Dark? Ooh, there's a lot hiding in that title, isn't there? A lot of relationships are the central theme once again, as was their debut self-titled record. You guys probably remember that I praised the hell out of that thing. It was one of my favorite records of the year in 2014, and I still love it. Maybe not quite as much. I would probably downgrade it from a perfect score to a 4.5 out of 5, but still, that is a lot of praise that I am throwing towards that one. So obviously I was eager to hear the new one, but then I realized that some of the tracks that are new here on this record aren't so new at all, which made me think, are they running out of ideas? Have they just been sitting on ideas for a while and for some reason their label Warner Brothers shelved the album for a while? But it turns out they were probably just trying to fine-tune some things, come up with some fresh ideas, and connect the dots and make these songs fit together. And for the most part, I think they did a great job, but let's get my complaints, which are small, out of the way first. Now, one of the not-so-new songs was from the HBO series Vinyl. You heard Where Are You Now and the soundtrack of that series over a year ago at this point. And I do think it is one of Royal Blood's weakest songs, just because of its simplicity. It doesn't add that much to their catalog of tracks. It has that really basic drum rhythm to it, and I think the chorus is okay. It kind of gets stuck in your head, but in terms of this album, it's once again forgettable, and it comes at kind of a lull in this record, which is only a small one, mind you, but at the same time, it does come. And one of the other not-so-new songs has been being played live for like 2 years now, and that one is Hook, Line, and Sinker. That was released as the second promotional single from this record, I guess the second single overall, and I do really love that song, honestly, but it's not so new. In fact, I heard it live whenever I saw them, and that was like 2 years ago almost at this point, so that's really weird to think about. And I was worried whenever listening through this. I was like, did they run out of ideas? Did the formula get stale with just the bass and the drums? Because it's just a duo, a rock duo here. But really, they come through with some big aggressive tunes, some slower, more introspective ones as well, and some ones that really make you think about the exit of a relationship and just the creeping afterwards, like looking around, wondering what they're up to. He even sings on the last track, Sleep, where he's talking about how he can't sleep. He can't do it because he's thinking of her being with somebody else, and I like that one. It has a lot of edge to it. The reason I love their debut so much is because they ride the line between some classic hard rock and some new modern twists as well. The riffing on Come On Over is phenomenal. Out of the Black, the track that got me into these guys, I actually found them way before they were even really known. I reviewed their EP and like nobody watched it, and I was like, wow, these guys are tiny. I really didn't even know at that time, and that was early 2014. I believe I had a viewer suggest Out of the Black to me, and I remember watching the official music video whenever it came out, and it took it like a day to even get to like 10,000 views, and I was like, wow, okay. And now I watched the new music video for like I Only Lie When I Love You, and it has like 500k views in half of a day. That just goes to show you where they're at this point in their career. They've really built up a following, and I definitely am proud of them. But on this new record, I think that they took the ideas from the first one and definitely built on some of them. I do feel like they got a little bit stale on parts of the record, especially in some of the recurring lyrical themes, but for the most part, they made a second album that is going to please fans of the first one and fans of rock and hard rock in general. Well, let's talk about the singles. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way first, because I know you're curious, because I only reviewed like 1 or 2 of them, I think. Lights Out was released as the kickoff single from this thing, and it's grown on me a lot. I thought it was weird at first, but now listening to it, I love that bombastic like yell, the yeah, and then all of the guitars, the breakdown on it is fantastic. I love the menacing change of pace, the way that they just rampage through with this guitar meltdown essentially on this one. But not only there, one of the best fucking songs that I have heard all year easily going to be in my top 10 year-end best songs of the year. I'm calling it right now. The title track, How Did We Get So Dark? Seriously, I wasn't kidding about my neck being sore at the start of this video because I have been rocking the hell out to this one. It has so much build into it. They captivate you with its energy. They lure you in with that dark flair. And once it starts to build up, before we get to that little breakdown, the meltdown where they just shout, they have these vocals, which I love that they add. That's exactly what I'm looking for from Royal Blood, for them to add something else to the formula. And here they do it and they nail it. They hit that hammer so hard right on the nail and just drive it in, because those whispered vocals, maybe a female voice, I'm not sure if it's just their voice is altered and it's saying, how did we get so dark, and it's stuttered across, and the guitars slowly build up and you know that something is coming, and whenever it does, it is the ultimate unleashing of fury. I cannot explain to you how good this song is, but you need to hear it. Even if you don't hear the rest of the record, please play this one and play it loud. You will rock out, you will have fun. This could be Royal Blood's best song yet. I know I got a bit off topic there. I said I was going to talk about the single, so let's talk about I Only Lie When I Love You. That one has a slow, steady, meticulous riff that builds up, and obviously you can see from the title of this track, it's talking about love and maybe some one-night stands, trying to hook up, and just the lies that you might slip. Talking yourself up, talking your buddy up, whoever it is. I like that. I only lie when I love you. And it kind of comes through with some realism, and the slow riffs really start to pay off as it goes on. There's definitely some cool stuff going on with the drums as well, and I failed to mention that on How Did We Get So Dark, the title track as well. The drumming. It is thunderous, it is magical, it pounds, and you will be air drumming along with the air guitar. You won't know which one to do. Hook, Line, and Sinker got a single and video release as well, and I absolutely love this tune. Seriously, it has kind of this weird, kind of catchy call thing where he's kind of talking, and she drew me to her lips, hook, line, and sinker. He's pulling somebody in, or else he's getting pulled in by a femme fatale, potentially. And I like that. It's a different style from Royal Blood, and it has kind of a choppy guitar, especially during the verses of the track. And as it progresses towards the chorus, you cannot help but be allured to this track. It's like a moth to the flame every single time, and Royal Blood captured something once again, something very special. After track number 4, She's Creeping, which I really do like. I don't know why it shouldn't work as well as it does. It's kind of silly in a way, especially in the lyrical content, but it plants that seed in your heart, and the more you listen to this album, probably by the 4th or the 5th listen, it starts to harvest it, and you're like, yeah, I like this. It's good. It's kind of weird and almost dumb. I won't say it's dumb, but it is a little bit silly, and it kind of has a gimmick to it. But those wah-wah effects on the guitar during the chorus are really fun, and it reminds me of Hook, Line, and Sinker in a way. Just a little bit different of a vibe, but kind of a slower pace, but groovy, rocking, steady, and I like this one even though the lyrical content seems to be about someone who is like spying on another person, maybe preying on their social media, or even in real life or something like that. But yeah, you're going in for the kill, and love, that is. But what I'm getting at is that right after that, that's when the album Where Did We Get So Dark goes on a little bit of a hiatus, if you will, in terms of like really enjoyable, in-your-face, rocking, or else groovy tunes. And I feel like they kind of flatline for a minute, starting with Look Like You Know. That one is I'm not gonna call it boring, but it's slow, and its guitar riffs are probably its saving grace here, but the lyrical content just seems like they're trying to force something, like they're trying to come up with this dark formula that worked really well for them on tracks like 10 Ton Skeleton, or even Better Strangers on their last LP, but here it just feels recycled, and unfortunately that carries over into the, like I said, forgettable Where Are You Now? And then right after that we get Don't Tell, which seems to be about a secret relationship where Mike Kerr is talking about how he's not gonna tell, you know, it's just gonna be our little secret, we'll keep it here. And I've heard songs like this way too many times to even remotely care about the lyrical content. I'm here, if anything, for the music on the track, and the music is great. If I can tune out the lyrical content somewhat, not saying it's god awful, I just think it's a little bit, I don't know, predictable for Royal Blood. even though this is one of the more forgettable songs for me, I still have to give it some praise just because they came through with a good instrumental. The drumming is unique, and I like the guitar patterns and tones here. I really do feel like they pull out of that slump there, come back with a banger hook, line, and sinker, but then they really throw us some curves at the end of the record with two of the best damn songs on Where Did We Get So Dark, starting with Hole in Your Heart. That one is very unique for them because it takes this kind of weird, almost Western-leaning organ pattern, builds that on top of the bass guitar, a weird drum rhythm, and it kind of gets in a weird syncopation there, and then we come through with this explosive chorus. This one is the best on the entire record. The guitar patterns here are furious, catchy as hell, kind of melodic in an odd way. They get stuck in your head, but it seems like a very angry and bitter tune at its core, and I love that. Basically saying that we've had this hole, we've been trying to fill it, but we should realize that we can't do it. It's all lies that we're building this up on. And this carries over into the next song, Sleep, with its lyrical content and everything there, the recurring themes that I've been talking about with love and relationships on Sleep. Like I mentioned earlier, he's talking about how he's just up at night thinking about this girl with somebody else. And the chorus is really, really cool here. It's just driven forward with this guitar and this really cool drum pattern on the track that I think is probably one of the best on the record. Kind of feeling some older rock vibes from this one in particular. I think that it builds off of that slow guitar riff and kind of the punching drum that you don't really hear all that much. It's more of like a furious or a steady drum rhythm. Here, it's a little more punchy, a little bit more atmospheric, if you will, during the verses especially. But then they come through with another chorus that seems maybe a little bit off to Royal Blood fans, especially if you like some of the older stuff more, but I think this could be a great new direction for them, especially if they try more gutsy stuff like this. Not calling it, like I said, genius by any means or something that is just going to blow the minds of every rock fan, but for Royal Blood, they're going to need to do something by album 3 that really starts to shake it up for fans before people get bored. And I am not at all bored by this record. I think it is great once again, but I don't think they entirely recapture the magic that they found the first time around. So it's really exciting to see tracks like the title tune that I've praised the hell out of, and obviously Hole in Your Heart. Love the organ feature there, the way that it lines up with the other instruments, and obviously Sleep as well. They're great. I love it. They've come through with another winner of an album. I'm going to have to give this thing a strong 4 out of 5, if not a light 4.5. You could see that updated, maybe in the description within the coming months. We'll see, but I think 4 out of 5 is very fair for this album. It's gonna have a pretty high replay factor. I'm calling it now. Their first album definitely did for me, and I hope that you guys will check it out. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. If you're able to, help me out on Patreon. It's that annotation over there in the corner. Help reviews like this and other cool videos on ARTV and beyond ARTV keep coming on a monthly basis. If you would like to see my review of their debut album, click here, or another recent review that I did on the channel, click right over here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.